Welcome to Nia Explains It All with Oslo Rep Engage. Have you ever heard a theater person talk about taping out? Well, today in Nia Explains It All, I'll let you in on the meaning of this term and explain why it's important. So taping out refers to the process of using colored tape to draw an outline of the set on the floor of our rehearsal room. Why is this important? Well, we don't generally rehearse on the set or even in the theater for our productions. Time on stage is expensive. Any time we spend rehearsing in the theater is time that we can't also use the space for a performance. So instead we rehearse in a separate room or in a rehearsal hall. And while Oslo Rep is usually able to give us a lot of the furniture and smaller scenic pieces, we generally can't fit the whole set in there. So our solution is to tape out the outlines of the pieces that we can't fit. That way the director and the actors can figure out and rehearse the blocking and the choreography using the actual spacing before we get all the real stuff. So what does this look like in practice? Let's take a look at an example from our recent production of Sound of Music. Our scenic designer, shout out to Paul Tate DePoo, provided us with a ground plan of the set. So he essentially gives us a bird's eye view drawing of what the scenery is going to look like from above. From there, I take my handy dandy scale rule and use it as a kind of decoder to translate the measurements of the smaller drawing into real life-size measurements of what the set will ultimately be. So if the ground plan is in half-inch scale, then about this much, half an inch on the drawing, translates to 1 foot of actual real life scenery. Once we have all our measurements, we take our tape measures and we mark all of those down onto the floor. And then finally we use various colors of spike tape to literally connect the dots to draw the set on the floor. So in rehearsal we end up with something like this. Note that we're very lucky to have also gotten a lot of the actual platforms for Sound of Music into the rehearsal hall. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on a lot of things. So then when we move to the theater, we transition to having all the rest of our bells and whistles. That's how we move from tape on the floor to a fully realized show. That's what I've got for today. I will see you next week. My dog is right here and evidently wants to be involved today. So taping out refers to the process of using colored tape to draw an outline of the set on the floor of our rehearsal